So I've never made the cornmeal pudding on the stovetop before. So I'm here to tell you guys the pros and the cons and to share my recipe with you. If you're new on my channel, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn your notification bell on so that you don't miss any of my uploads. And to my oldies, welcome back. I appreciate you. Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a nice juicy cornmeal pudding Jamaican style. So if you're new on my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so that you don't miss any of my videos. All right, let's get straight into the video. So the first thing is we're going to cook our cornmeal on the stovetop. So I'm starting off by adding 2 tins of coconut milk, and also, to add extra creaminess to the pot, I am going to mix what we would call in Jamaica milk powder, or if you don't have it, you can go ahead and use the creamer. Yes, mix it out with some water and add it to my pot just to add that extra creaminess, but you don't have to, it's optional. So while my coconut milk is simmering on low heat, I am going to add this cinnamon stick to extract some nice flavor in my coconut milk while it is simmering. And I'm also going to add some vanilla, which is a teaspoon. I'm going to add all the measurement and ingredients in the description box. So this is my mixed milk powder that I am adding to the pot for extra creaminess. So guys, now I am just going to be measuring my cornmeal, and I'm going to be using 3 cups of cornmeal and 2 cups of flour. I'm going to sift it so that there is no lumps. I am also going to add my remaining dry ingredients, which is going to be some cinnamon, just a little bit of cinnamon because we already have the cinnamon stick being extracted in the milk. We're also going to be adding some nutmeg and some allspice, and as I said before, I'm going to put all the dry ingredients. I'm going to be putting all the ingredients in my description box, sorry. To ensure that everything is evenly distributed, I am going to make sure that I use my whisk to incorporate all my dry ingredients. So now I'm going in with some water and just to mix out my cornmeal, and I am going to be whisking as I gradually add my water to ensure that it doesn't lump up. So yeah, whisking is really important at this point. You're going to make sure that you are whisking while you're pouring your water and make sure that everything is mixed out smoothly. So I'm just gonna go in and add 2 tablespoons of butter, and at this point my coconut milk is still simmering, which is nice because we don't want it to burn. So you can't have it on high heat, guys. It has to be on low to medium. So I am gonna go in with my sugar now, and I'm gonna add 2 cups of sugar. You can use brown or white, whichever one you have in your kitchen at this point. It doesn't matter. So now I'm just gonna go in and taste it to see if it is suitable for me, and it needed just a little bit more of sugar, and I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of sugar to the milk. So right now it's time to add my cornmeal to the pot, and I know if you're watching and you're Jamaican, at some point in your life you have made cornmeal porridge, or you have seen your grandmother make it, or your mother. So it's the same process where you just add your cornmeal mixture and make sure that you're mixing at the same time to prevent lumping, because if you don't do that, guys, all hell are gonna break loose. The pot is gonna lump up on you, so you have to constantly stir. So now for the pros and the cons, guys. If you are making this and you have like the coarse cornmeal, then this is a great method for you, because even though my container said the cornmeal is a fine cornmeal, it still was coarse to me. So if you're using that, then this is a pro, because the cornmeal gets to cook properly before you add it to your oven, right? But the con is there is too much work in this method. Too much work. You have to be constantly mixing and stirring so that your cornmeal doesn't lump, and then you're gonna have to leave it on the stove to, you know, cook for a little bit, like about 10 minutes or so, before adding it to the oven. So here I am stirring and stirring and stirring. It's too much work, as opposed to just mixing up all your ingredients, your wet and your dry ingredients, and putting your pudding in the oven. This is way more work. So I was on FaceTime with my sister. She was baking as well. We were both doing the same pudding, and we were both doing the same method, and we had the same conclusion that the other method is way easier. And I ended up having to still do my water bath and all of that, just to make sure that my cornmeal was properly cooked. Here I am adding some salt to my pot, just a little bit, because I don't want my pudding to taste salty. Yeah, just to add flavor to the pudding, I'm adding just a pinch of salt. And yeah, those are my pros and my cons for this process. So now I'm just going to leave it to simmer on the stove for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and throw it in my container. So my oven was set on 350, and my cornmeal has been bubbling on medium heat for 10 minutes. Now I'm just going to go ahead and grease my baking tin with some butter, making sure that the bottom and the sides have butter, just to give my pudding that nice crust on the sides. So yeah, I'm adding extra butters to the side of my pan, and that is quite optional as well. So even though my cornmeal was pre-cooked, I am going to give this 1 hour in the oven, and then I am going to add my soft top mixture. So for my soft top mixture, I'm going to be using brown sugar with some melted butter, and I'm going to add some coconut milk. And I'm using brown sugar for my soft top because I want it to have that nice, beautiful caramelized look. And to this mixture, I'm still going to add some more cinnamon, some nutmeg, and some vanilla as well. So it's been an hour since my cornmeal pudding was in the oven, so I just remove it and I'm gonna add my soft top and pop it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. So guys, it's the next morning and my pudding is ready and set, and it's cool and nice because we wanted to cut it the night before, but it was too hot, and you know you can't mess up a pudding like that. You have to make sure that it's cool and set. So now I am going to cut into this bad boy, and trust me guys, it was really delicious. Yes. Would I make this pudding again on the stove top? No, I wouldn't. I rather to do it the other way, to just mix up all my mixture and put it in the oven and allow it to bake. It doesn't matter if it's baking for 2 hours. I'd rather to do it that way than to be standing over the stove, well, you know, when I could be doing something else. So you might want to think about that. If you have the time and the strength, then no problem, go ahead. Your pudding will come out as beautiful as this one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe on your way out if you haven't subscribed as yet. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.